you, like you said last night, you guys experienced the highest highs, lowest lows last week. Coming down the final stretch of the regular season, how have you got this team? You've heard of get this team refocused for the last couple of years.
No, definitely. And I think we playing some good basketball, to be quite frank, the last 5 games. It's unfortunate we took a tough loss the other night, but I don't think we're playing bad basketball. So we need to continue to grow in that area.
When you look at UConn, they played a little bit smaller without a cook, but obviously their guards are so dangerous.
The guards are very good, and the bigs that are playing have really stepped up. Carlton stepped up, Whaley stepped up in that center position, and they're a very good basketball team. And so we realize that, and we have to be prepared for all of them.
After practice, it sounded like everyone was kind of just letting their thoughts out. Why do you do that?
Because everyone has ownership in what we do. Our team is not one person, not just me, not just our captains. Everyone has a stake and everyone has a say in what we're doing. So, I view leadership as being plural, which means, a lot of guys can lead, and we give those guys, that opportunity in the huddle to kind of speak up and anyone say what they're thinking that can be helpful to our team.
The growth of Darren, what have you seen from him? I think he's double digits in like 5 straight games. What is it that's kind of changed in his game for him to become more of a focus of the offense?
Well, I don't think he's a freshman anymore. I think he's grown into his role. He's confident in who he is. He's been through the conference season already one time, and so he kind of understands, what's expected now. And so it's good to see him, kind of finding his way, and I'm excited for his future.
When you look at Tony's last couple games, and you guys watch film a lot, what are the pros you're stressing to him, and what are the cons you're stressing to him over the last couple games?
Well, the pros is I love his confidence. I love the pace that he plays at. I think he plays with a passion for our game. The cons for us is we have to continue to work on any young player, just learning our system. Defensively, learning the things that we want, being more in tuned and focused on what we want defensively. Offensively, the same thing, understanding that, as a PG, it's important how you make guys around you better and understanding how to facilitate the ball because we know he can score it. And he's learning those. He's learning that balance, which is a good thing.
What do you see from the last UConn win against USF recently, the last game, that might cause you guys issues?
Our last game versus UConn last year?
No, their last game.
Oh, versus USF. Well, USF, good teams. All of them are good. It was a very competitive game. I thought USF did a lot of really good things, as far as, how they play, but their system is uniquely different to ours. So we have to play our game. We have to understand, what our strengths are and play to them, as well as, understanding that UConn's a very good basketball team. They're going to play fast in transition. In the half court, they're going to execute their offense, and they're going to get after you defensively.
What's the message to the guys that have handled sort of the roller coaster? Really a big win and then a difficult loss. I know you want to keep them.
Well, it's difficult, but what you want your players to understand is that's basketball. You're going to, anyone can beat anyone. And we try to stress that all the time, and that's why you always have to come out prepared. And so we played against a good Tulane team. Tulane's, their record is no indication of how good they are. Teams they've beaten Cincinnati, they've beaten Temple on the road. They can beat anybody. And so, going into that game, we stressed that. But sometimes it takes for a young team to kind of go through that to understand what's possible. And so hopefully it's a lesson that we learn and we get better from that experience.
How do you not lose a game twice? I hear people talk about that. Let that game carry over to UConn.
We have to be able to go to the next play. We can't do anything about what just happened in that past game. Hopefully we're maturing to a point where we won't stay in the past and stay in that moment. Same way we shouldn't have stayed in the past with the win versus Cincinnati. You have to learn to move forward. That's a maturity, and that goes with experience. I think the team is adjusting fine to it. It has been, different. I think if you look at throughout the country, you look at the percentages, I think they have gone down. I think that line, that 1 foot was a bigger adjustment for most teams than people realized. And I think around now, I think teams are starting to settle in and find out what's the best shot for them, and they're starting to see the percentages go back up. But it's been an adjustment. Definitely. And I think I think nationwide, I believe that is. My team was different last year, so I don't really know. We had a lot of players, and we lost some players that were shooters for us, so I can't really say. But I think nationwide, I think that's what it shows.
I think last night you thought the team shot too many threes. You look on outside perimeter jumpers. Has that been stressed about creating more in the lane and doing more within the
Definitely, that's who we are. We think we're a good three-point shooting team when we take the right shots. We don't want to go out there and just settle for threes all the time because I don't think that's really good basketball. I think you want to take the right ones, and we're learning that. These guys are learning what shots are good for them. That's us teaching them in their roles. But you know, last game I thought we did take too many threes, and that's not who we should be.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Coach.
Coach. Appreciate it.